So that needs to get emptied. There's just so much to do down here. I know people say I complain. I'm sorry. It's just I was hoping this place would be livable when I moved in, and it is not. Like, it's getting better. I don't really smell mildew anymore because of that. But if you come in here, or just look in here at least, all of that is the tile and ceiling. I hope he wore a mask doing that. Let's just open the door. I don't want to go in, but all that mold, and he said it looked like it got wet a couple of times or several times. But once that's gone, he said tomorrow he's going to come by, or Saturday, by and get all this to the dump. But I'm just really looking forward to having this place cleaned. I don't know what kind of floor we're going to do in here, but I do know the wall color is going to be sage green. I don't know if I want to paint. I know I want to paint it, but I might want to paint it white or possibly sage green. In here, I was going to do a lighter version, almost white, probably paint over this to all one color. I don't know what I'm going to do with this because I want antique. That actually is antique white. If you see the difference, this is regular white. This is antique white. It's a little bit yellow. That won't look good with this. So I'm wondering if I should incorporate this room with the sage green, do all of this sage green, or even here and here sage green. So it's a big sage green stripe that brings that room into here. Down here, I think I also either want more this white color. You can see the difference. Or my parents' house in their dining room, the most memorable room is their dining room because they have a Murano or whatever glass chandelier, was custom made and all that stuff, and it matches, it's green and gold, so it matches the wall, which is an emerald green. I'm wondering, like, it was like a kind of a forest green or hunter green. And I know that's very 90s, but I would love to bring some color from parents' house that is memorable and to color match the green and put it here. I think it would be a statement, but it's also sentimental. And rarely anyone's going to be down here. When this is all fixed up, I might move in here. I would be staying in this room over here. This room, but I don't know. I like it upstairs. If we could get down here really cold in the summer, then I probably would stay down here. I get spooked by this house recently. When I first moved in, power would go out. In the middle of the night, I'd be calm and collected and walk to the sunroom or fellowship hall. That's fine. But whenever I got access to down here, 30 days after moving in, that's a whole other story. I had a nightmare the first night here, and it was of a demon in that corner saying he's been here for a long time and he's going nowhere. And I woke up and I was like, bullshit. I literally said that. I rebuked him, and then I guess I turned back over and went back to bed. I'm not sure. It's been months ago. But moral of the story is, I don't know if I want to live in this room. And then over here, see, this is one of his cleaning tools. In here, that needs to get thrown away. But if you hear the echo, there's more of an echo in here because behind this wood and this wood, and I think even there's something back there. And the ceiling is all cement. So when I was daydreaming of actually building a house, I wanted a fallout shelter. This is a tornado room, and that is the window you look out to. Still on there. It's just a screen that's broken. You look out there to see if the tornado's coming. I would love to pour a cement patio out there, turn that into an air filtration system, and then it'd just be a fallout shelter for me and my dog. No one else could really come here because, according to what I've seen, you have less than 15 minutes to get into shelter after first explosion. So even if I'm in another city, like let's say I'm in the city north of me for a doctor's visit, I'd be done. I can't come back here. It's 30 minutes away, so I have to find shelter there. But let's hope that never happens. And then in here, I don't know what you would call this room. It has an AC unit that's very old and very degraded. But I don't know what you would call this room. This was, I guess, the safe room. It's real. It does not work. Someone broke it because you can't turn it all the way. So it's broken. But someone who was supposed to come show me, but they never showed up. So that's one thing you get around here is it's hard to find good work, good help. That's a cat litter box that's never been used. If you see my video, there's a black cat named Thaddeus. I actually brought him inside for a couple weeks to get him acquainted with me, and it worked. I can handle him, and he lets me pick him up. But that's when I was going to keep him in that room, but I never did. I just kept him in the bathroom upstairs. But I had to put him back out because I couldn't handle the cat smell. The lights on. This bathroom's going to get slightly remodeled. Really, only thing is that shell or whatever you call it is going to be removed. I like the seat so I can sit down to wash my feet, but that floor I could never get out of my mind. So I'd probably like to get a darker shell. I know that could be clean and steam clean, but it's just, I just can't. Even if it was clean, I couldn't take a shower there. We just have to get something new. But we're going to keep the water features the same. We're just going to get a new shower. Then, as you saw, I have a mess over here. This is my laundry room. We just got it maybe a month ago. It was so unbearable having to drive up to my house in the city to do laundry because I didn't have laundry here. And I'm not going to a laundromat. Here's the kitchen. There's the hot water heater. This is the stove that's going to get replaced. It's going to get thrown away. Old. This was clean. I know there's some stains there, but this was actually clean. It was a lot worse. You can see the dumbass that painted this room didn't move the freaking. They are just ridiculous. These people here are ridiculous. They take so poor care of this place. This was just gross. I couldn't live down here. I got a lung infection after a week. So this was all black. It looked like the refrigerator, which is in bad shape, was never moved to clean under there, which is, I know a lot of people don't do that, but it's gross. And then in that room I showed you all, that was a grow room at one point. The person who lived down here, originally it was just a storage room. The person who built the house had his sons dig out the dirt in there and throw it on the back, and he cemented part of the floor, but didn't finish the room. So you can't really use it for anything because anything that goes in there gets mildewy and moldy. And if I still smoke, I would probably turn that into a grow room, but I gave up smoking a couple weeks ago and it's been going very well. My lungs feel a lot better and all that stuff. So I'm really grateful that I am no longer addicted to that stuff, that green grass. I know people say you can't be 2 ounces a month for 16 years. That's a habit. So I'm just glad to kick it, but I'm just not open to spending $300 a month to do it all day long, every single day, 16 years. I guess there's a huge water issue right here, and I just don't know what to do. I can still smell the mildew. We need to do something with the electrical unit because when it pours down rain, water comes flowing over it. And I know that's a huge risk, but it's just going to be so much to replace that whole thing. Or it's not going to be a lot if we can figure out how to stop the water flow, but that whole thing probably needs to be replaced anyways. But I will say there is a lot of outlets in this house. In the living room alone, I think I counted 32 places you could plug something in. So there was a lot of them that had 2, and there was one that had 6, I think, or maybe 9. But there's just a lot of outlets. And for some reason, not those, but upstairs, a lot of the outlets, let's look over here. That was redone. Outlets upstairs are upside down. I guess all in here, redone. Nope. See this one. All of them are like that. And the only reason I could think why it'd be like that is because if it's a 3-prong, it's easier to plug in without looking or in the dark because you just have to line it up at the top middle, then upside down. That's the only reason I can think that all of the outlets on the first floor are upside down. What are your thoughts?